Okay, this isn't my typical video. I'm not going to actually teach you anything in this video. This is just a follow-up video to this video right here, where I teach you when to use the accusative case. And at the end of that video, I said, hey, if you're still not quite getting it and you just need some more practice, that's what this video is for. All I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a whole bunch of different sentences. I'm going to start out at beginner, go to intermediate, and then go to advanced. I'll timestamp each one of those sections below. So if you're like, I get the beginner stuff, but I want them harder, you can skip forward to those. So I'll give you the sentence. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to answer it. And then I'm going to give you the answer and why those words go into the accusative case. If you aren't getting the answer before the 5 seconds, don't just wait for the answer. That's where the learning comes in. Pause the video, try and figure it out, make your best guess at least, hit play, and then figure it out, recalibrate, and move on. Then at the end of this video, assuming that you will comfortably know which words go into the accusative case, I'm going to link to the next video, and that is how to actually put Russian words into the accusative case. Again, I'll give you 5 seconds, then I'll give you the answer. He is listening to the playlist. In this case, playlist would go into the accusative case because it says he is listening. What or who is he listening to? The playlist. I'm watching TikTok. Who or what are you watching? TikTok. So TikTok would go into the accusative case. She is listening to the song. Who or what is she listening to? The song. So the song would go into the accusative case. I am deleting the article. Who or what is being deleted? The article. So the article would go into the accusative case. Are you buying coffee? Who or what are you buying? Coffee. So coffee would go into the accusative case. She is looking for a meme. Who or what is she looking for? A meme. So meme would go into the accusative case. He is reading the newspaper. Who or what is he reading? Newspaper. So newspaper would go into the accusative case. We are watching the movie. Who or what are we watching? The movie. So movie would go into the accusative case. Okay, these are going to be the intermediate words. Again, I'll give you 5 seconds to identify the words that go into the accusative case. If you don't know them, pause the video and then continue on. He took the pen from the table. Who or what did he take? The pen. So the pen would go into the accusative case. Did you send grandma an email? Email would go into the accusative case because who or what did you write? You wrote an email. Now you might be tempted to say, yeah, but I wrote grandma, but that's who you wrote to. It's not who or what you actually wrote. You didn't write grandma. Grandma already existed. She was already a person. You didn't create her by writing her. They drink tea without sugar. Who or what do they drink? Tea. They drink tea. Now, if you're wondering why without sugar doesn't go into the accusative case, because that doesn't really answer the question, who or what do they drink? They're drinking tea. Without sugar answers how they drink it. It doesn't answer the question who or what. We ordered pizza for dinner. Who or what did you order? Pizza. And you may be thinking, well, why doesn't for dinner go into the accusative case? Again, because it doesn't answer the question who or what. For dinner doesn't say what you ordered. You didn't order for dinner, right? You ordered pizza. This tells you why you ordered it. Well, we ordered it, why? For dinner, to eat at dinner time. It's answering a different question. It's not answering the question who or what. I spent all the money on renovations. Who or what did you spend all the money? On renovations, again, does not answer the question who or what. You spent money. On renovations answers the questions, why did you spend the money? Well, I spent it on reservations. Why did I spend it? Because I had to renovate my house here. So it's answering a different question, not who or what. I put the keys on the table. The keys would go into the accusative case because who or what did you put? Well, you put the keys. On the table does not go into the accusative case for two reasons. One, on is a preposition and it requires the prepositional case in Russian. So if you didn't know that, fine. But again, it doesn't answer the question who or what. It answers the question where. I put the keys. Where did you put them? On the table. But the accusative case is addressing the questions who or what, not where, not why, not how. We often discuss political news. Who or what do you discuss? Political news. Now, in this case, we're putting both of these words into the accusative case because political news does answer the question who or what. Political, in this case, would be an adjective. It just describes what kind of news. It still answers the question who or what. It's outside the scope of what I taught in the last video, but adjectives always agree in number, gender, and case with the noun. And that's a whole lot of grammar, I know. But just know that as long as it's answering the question who or what, it's still going to go into the accusative case. Okay, here are the advanced sentences. Again, 5 seconds for you to identify which words go into the accusative case. Did you see the man who was standing by the exit with the suspicious briefcase? Who or what did you see? The man. Everything else in this sentence goes to describe something about the man. Who was standing by the exit? Okay, that answers the question where. And then with the suspicious suitcase, with is a preposition and it requires the instrumental case in Russian. I know you probably don't know that yet, and that's okay, but just know that because there is that preposition with there, with the suspicious suitcase, kind of negates we're no longer asking who or what. We just know that, okay, this preposition, we need a new case. We submitted a report that includes a detailed analysis of the year's sales. Who or what did you submit? A report. Everything else does not answer the question who or what. It embellishes on what type of report and what's included in the report. He tried to remember the song they used to sing in childhood during the holidays. He tried, what did he try? To remember, but to remember is a verb, so we know that those don't go into an accusative case. And what did he try to remember? The song. Okay, so the song would go into the accusative case. Again, everything else after this just embellishes more about when and how this song was sung. They used to sing it in childhood. That does not answer the question who or what. It answers the question when. And then during the holidays, again, adds further when they used to sing it. In childhood, in the holidays. It answers the question when, not who or what, so that doesn't go into the accusative case. She listened to the lecture while jotting down the key points in her notebook. Who or what did she listen to? The lecture. And then while jotting down, who or what did she jot down? The key points. That would also go into the accusative case. In her notebook, answers the question where she jotted it down. We're only concerned with who or what was done, so it doesn't go into the accusative case. We couldn't find the document confirming her participation in the program. Who or what couldn't you find? The document. Everything else just embellishes more on what kind of document, what it talked about, what it did. They spent the entire budget on advertising without getting the expected results. They spent who or what? The entire budget. Okay, so that goes into the accusative case. On advertising just describes what kind of budget without getting what? Who or what didn't they get? The expected results. So that would go into the accusative case. I didn't hear the question because I was reading an important text at the time. What didn't you hear? The question. So the question would go into the accusative case. And then I was reading, who or what were you reading? An important message. So important message would go into the accusative case. Okay, if you feel like you've got that mastered, the next thing that you need to do is go watch this video here, and it'll tell you how to put these words into the accusative case in Russian. Спасибо и увидимся.